Like, I really be wondering, have we been programmed by the powers that be to not give a fuck about shit so that they can get away with doing even more shit where they can exploit not just us, but the world? Natural, like, think about it. Climate change, I think, is a great example, right? Not even that you gotta be the biggest climate change activist yourself, but what kind of society are we in to where the powers that be have programmed us to where we think the people, or some people believe the people who's bringing up climate change are annoying. Nigga, if it ain't no planet, we don't exist. Like, if it
Yeah.
ain't no planet, ain't no more generations, ain't no more. And I'm not even saying I got like the best knowledge on the specifics of climate change, right? I am not Greta Thunberg, but I just know it's important. Our health, right? They've got niggas to be apathetic about what we're even eating. And I'm not saying this as a person that's above it. I'm saying this as a person that can also be a victim and subjected to the same thing. So I'm just like, sometimes I sit back and right, it could be over some social shit. It could be over some pop culture. It could be whatever, right? But you always got a crowd of people that's so excited to let other people know that they care too much about something. When I'm like, why are we in a society that is encouraging us to not care about things and for that to be the default or the norm? There's nothing good that can come from that, right? There's literally nothing good in our society that could come from all of us collectively deciding that we don't care about shit. So that's why I don't like to hide my passion for things. I don't like to hide my passion for anything that I care about. And Bestie, you know this. My chat, my community,
Yeah.
anyone that's come across me knows I'm a very passionate person. Sometimes people might look at that passion and think it means I'm mad. They think it means I'm this, I'm that. Nigga, all it means is that I'm passionate and I give a fuck, bro. That's it. So it's like I don't want to hide that or let that be watered down by other people's desire to be more apathetic than the next person.
Yeah.
I'm not competing with y'all niggas about not caring. I don't think it's cool to not care. But niggas have made it cool to not care about shit, right? Or to care about shit for the wrong reason, right? Even look at fucking look at fans. Look at fandoms, right? They care more about the numbers that align with the
Mhm.
record label interest than how good the music is. You
Mhm.
feel what I'm saying? So it's like the
Mhm.
things we do care about are things that align with the elite's agenda. You notice that type of shit? People can't even enjoy
Yeah.
art for what it is because they worried about the numbers. Who does the number serve outside of the labels? Because all the labels do is use underperforming numbers to shelve your favorite artists or to end your favorite TV show. And I feel like people got to get back to appreciating shit for what it is. People got to get back to not trying to have a I don't give a fuck Olympics with other people. You feel me? Cause it's like none of that
Mhm.
shit ever serves us, and it only serves the people who's making money off of exploiting us and destroying. For all people who keep saying, why is everything so bad? Why are shows so bad? Why are movies so bad? Why is music so bad? Because why is food so bad? Because the common thread through all of this, the healthcare system, any issue you could point into in this country or in society as
Yes,
a whole,
sir.
it
Yes,
comes from people
sir.
not giving a fuck.
Yes, sir.
It comes from people being so in their own world where they're like, I have this set things I care about, with which the things you care about is most likely programmed by the shit that you watching, by the schools you grew up in, by the society you were growing up in, the religion, the culture you grew up in. All of these things is damn near programmed for you. But look at who doing the programming, the people that's making money off of us. You know, it's like the people who are making money's profiting off of industries that are exploiting the things that we are being programmed to care about. So they program us to care about certain shit. The certain shit we care about aligns with their pockets. And then they funnel us into making them more money and making a lifetime of money off of us. Right? So think about it, it could be something small like, say when we were in school, right? For those of us who grew up poor, say I know for me, I got one pair of shoes for the year, and it was most likely coming from the thrift store. And maybe my mom had enough money to get me one new pair of shoes, right? So
Yeah.
it's some shit like that, right? That type of thing, consumerism, hyper consumerism, seeing the other kids who had the Jordans, seeing the other kids who had the Nike Elite socks. It go down to socks, nigga. It go down to socks. The elitism go down to socks. The consumerism go down to socks, nigga. It was a flex to have elite socks. Like, think about, like, really
Mhm.
take a step back and think about that shit. Think about how crazy that is. And what did that do? That consumerism programmed me as the kid that didn't have anything to, as soon as I got money, what I want to do. Go buy the brands and the stuff that I couldn't have when I was younger. Now, keep in mind, hold on, don't get it twisted though. I was still smart with my money. Okay, Bestie knows me from what I was in 8th grade. Was I not
Astro World
always
redeemed text
hold
to
on,
speech,
wait a
TTS,
minute.
and says
Nah. So like Bestie knows I was always taking my money and flipping it and coming up with a business idea or a way to make some more money. So trust me, like it's not like I couldn't afford to do it, but once I had bought certain shoes and got into the streetwear and expensive this and that, I realized quick as hell. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Half of the people that like don't most people don't even know how expensive the shit is that I'm buying, right? I wasn't buying it for other people to be impressed by it. I was buying it because I was like, yo, this is cool and I can afford it. So once I lived through that life vicariously, you know, trying to recreate what I didn't have as a child, I realized I was like, yo, most people don't even know how much this shit is. So I just spent hundreds of dollars on this, $150 on a t-shirt, uh, three, four, $500 on some shoes, and the average person don't even know what it is. So what is the flex? What is the flex when only a tiny part of people even know what it like how much is worth? And then I'm like, I'm not even the type of person to give a fuck what other people think. So wait, what is the purpose of me getting these if I truly, truly don't care about it that much? And that's when I stopped being invested into buying brands and all that. You know, I wanted to find a better way to put my money, invest my money. That's when I start like finding trading, crypto, like coming up with online businesses, all that, like learning social media. That's when I start because I was like, yo, that's a way better investment of my time than the shit from before. And I was like, damn, like that's low key kind of crazy that I even got tricked into going that path of things. But I just use that as an example, right? Of like something I feel like a lot of people maybe can relate to in terms of like the consumerism to really exemplify it. But it's like really this shit goes way deeper than just shoes. It goes into what people call politics, which is like it's so easy to just designate something as politics because it doesn't affect you. You know, as a black person, it's a very interesting experience with that because people will be so quick to be like, "Oh, I don't get into politics except politics to you is my experience. Politics to you is my life. It's politics, right? For me, it's my lived experience. And there's so many other people that don't fit the same demographic as me, black women, that have the exact same thing that applies to them, right? If you're a Latino person, right? Or if you know people that are Latino, even if you're in community with Latino people right now, to some people, this whole ICE thing is politics. But to the rest of us, it's real life. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't just something we could box off and be like, oh, it's politics. Because you know how it's so many people that's like, oh, I don't care about politics. Oh, I don't do politics. It's like, that's another example of them programming us on what to care and not care about because there's somebody benefiting and profiting off of it. And I know a lot of y'all's like, who's profiting off of immigration, this and that? Do y'all know it's private contractors that's building them immigration camps, right? Y'all realize that, right? There's money in all of this. And they're definitely doing some other stuff with them immigrants, probably experimenting with them, all types of shit. There's some crazy shit going on. I don't know if that story ever gonna come out, but there's definitely some other stuff going on in money in a whole industrial complex being built off of this whole immigration thing. And there's also people who's building careers off of this shit. There's people who's building careers commenting, like Charlie Kirk, for example, built a career off of politics, right? And being able to speak from a detached, unaffected perspective on all of the politics he was talking about until it did affect him, right? The one thing he talked about that actually affected him as a white man was gun violence as a result of the lack of gun regulation in his country. How about that? Out of all the policies he talked about, most of them he was not affected by. Immigration, right? History being taught in schools, women's rights, black people, brown people, Israel, Palestine, right? All those things he could speak from a detached perspective. And that's the main people, right, who are dictating the conversation and programming people on what to and not to care about. There's so many people in this country, it's like, oh, I don't care what's going on in that other country. That doesn't affect us. Psych. Because now it's legal to racially profile somebody. That's what the Supreme Court decided the other week. It's legal to racially profile. It's legal as long as you think they an immigrant and you want to check them. And I'm seeing videos on my timeline of white ladies getting put in a headlock by ICE. So if it's affecting a white woman, if it's affecting a white woman, and this white woman who's working her job is getting put in a headlock, oh, that means it can affect everybody. I mean, what you allow for one group of people is going to affect everybody else. But people don't see the connection of how other people's oppression is connected to their own. So they're able to speak from a, oh, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Oh, it has everything to do with you. Because if you allow another group of people to be whatever can happen to them, you're going to be able to, they're going to justify it for you too. So, but people don't understand, and that's why they want to erase the history, so niggas can't make the connection. But look, they got all this other bullshit that be going viral and shit, right? The powers that be control the algorithms. So they controlling what you seeing. You not seeing the shit that's teaching you the history and the path that we're being put on, because history repeats itself. What's happening now ain't nothing new. Hey, all of y'all that's surprised about, oh, we don't have no rights. Oh, the government's violating, there's no free speech. There was never free speech if you talked about certain things. If you knew history, if you study history, you would see that there's always been what happens to people that go against the status quo and go against capitalism. Political prisoner, assassinated, or they leave the country. That's what happens, because it's always been the case that there's not free speech in this country. Y'all just don't be talking about shit. That's really it. I mean, respectfully, niggas ain't talking about shit that would get their free speech shut down. So any conversation you see being allowed, for the most part, the powers that be don't see it as a threat. As soon as they do see it as a threat, what they gonna do? Label you a terrorist. It's always been that. Hello, the people who was protesting Cop City in Atlanta were labeled terrorists for protesting Cop City. They didn't do nothing. You see what I'm saying? If you speak or you interfere with the wrong thing, you were always a threat. So all of y'all that's surprised, I'm gonna need y'all to wake up and pay attention. This ain't nothing new. It's been like this the entire time. The powers that be just control things to make you have the illusion that it's a democracy. It was never a democracy. This is not a democracy. Half of y'all still think this is a democracy. It is a constitutional republic. And truly, it's an oligarchy, right? Or whatever you want to call it. Aristocracy, oligarchy, whatever, technocracy, whatever the fucking word you want to use. The people that control the shit are the people that bring the money in. It ain't no specific one group of people. Whoever it is, it's Democrats, Republicans, all that. It's the rich people, right? It's every ethnicity. They use every ethnicity to make y'all get complacent, right? It's like the black faces in high places thing. They tell you what they care about. You get programmed on what they care about. They made black people care about being represented within the system. We don't need to be represented within the system because the system is what's fucking all of us up. But they made y'all niggas get happy because you saw a black president. You feel me? They made us care. They told us what they care about. You feel me? Like they told us what they care about. They told us they care about having a black congressperson. You feel me? They told us they care about that shit. So niggas cared about it. But that don't actually change anything for you substantially. That doesn't change your material conditions for you would have a black congressperson that's taking money from insurance companies. Like, that's the reason you can't afford medication. That's the reason that you can't have some health incident happen without going bankrupt. You feel me? Or a Latino. Let's say AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she a plant too. Bernie Sanders controlled opposition. Because as progressive as they are, why they still be voting on a military budget? They so leftist, but they're not anti-war.
Mhm.
Interesting. Oh, okay. They're so progressive, but when the progressive had the power to strong arm Nancy Pelosi into actually pushing progressive agendas, they didn't use that leverage they had that one time to push her. They just let her get reelected. So it's a bunch of little shit that I feel like, not that you gotta be so deep into politics, but I do think this shifting this mentality comes from starting to care about things. It could be the smallest thing. What you eat, what's in your food, what's in your ear, right? What's in your water. It could be something you're passionate about, music. Not being so detached. Oh, I don't care. I don't care if they not saying nothing in the music. I mean, it's ideal to have a little balance. I'm not saying every song you listen to gotta be meaningful, but at least shit. Don't just feel so apathetic. Oh, I don't even care what's being said in the song. I just want to vibe. It's good to have some shit that's just a vibe, but it's also good to have some artists who are circulating, who are popular, that do have some degree of a message, because at the end of the day, music is meant to connect people. How do you connect with people if there's no message? That's how they're able to push this AI shit with the AI artists. Did y'all see the artist that got signed for, or not artist, but the lady who made an AI artist that got a deal for $3 million? See, when they take
Mm.
the substance and the care, right? Hold on. See, I'm reconnecting it. When they take away and they program people to not give a fuck about anything, it's easy to push AI music when they've been pushing substanceless music for this long. They already got y'all to let y'all guard down. They already got y'all to let y'all guard down on caring about buying music to support artists, right? To where the audience is now entitled, right? They already got y'all to be cool with there not being any real soul and meaning in the music, right? That's how Drake was able to be so popular, right? Because he wasn't actually connected to it. I know you see me fucking talking. Why are you still sending a link? Watch out. Anyway, like I was saying, there's a reason why they were able to push that type of shit, because the AI shit is a result of them making the consumer not give a fuck about anything related to the process of making music. So it's easy to get a crowd. Fuck out of here, hoe ass nigga. I already knew it was coming. Anyway, so it's like I'm a bum, but you're in my chat. Crazy. Anyway, so like I was saying, it's easy to make people who already don't give a fuck about anything, right? Not give a fuck if it's an AI artist. I saw a thread of niggas the other day who was like, they were like, yo, people complain about the AI artist, but y'all asking, y'all still posting my new song out now. That is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. The apathy, the lack of care that's been conditioned in people's brain, right? So they're literally telling somebody, right? That's an artist. Oh, you might as well get with the AI. They're over here getting signed a AI artist deal while you're over here still posting, hey, my song's out now. What? So we're dissing human artists now? We're dissing actual humans that's making music for not using AI. I swear some of these people might be bots to push the AI agenda. I don't know. And maybe it was a real person, maybe not. But assuming it's a real person, I feel like that's a good example of like the conditioned apathy, right, that people have. So that was just something like random that came in my mind that I want to like talk to y'all about. If you're out there, if anybody else feels like y'all can relate to this, that y'all have seen this mentality yourself, or you felt yourself slipping that, because I've definitely slipped into in and out of like caring and not caring, but, like, I also take in mind, like, how much social media, the media, consuming all of these things that's programmed, how that factors into what I do and don't care about. So, y'all let me know if y'all relate to it, understand it, what you're doing to combat the feelings that come from these type of things, right? I appreciate y'all checking out the video. If you want to have a convo, if you got a different topic you want me to talk about, or shit, you just want to chop it up in Discord about something that you thought about, the Discord is below. The link to my socials in the comments and description. My Twitch is also pinned. Pull up, let me know you from YouTube so we can spark up a convo. Until next time, y'all go sub to the live channel. This is my backup channel where I put all my bonus unplanned videos and shit over here. But y'all go check out the live channel because we got a lot of original segments and other content coming over there. Until next time, we outie.